Hi, this is Trina Kavanagh-Thomas, and welcome to the Self-Love Greenlight. This is a podcast for spiritually conscious businessmen and women who want to learn more about themselves and more about their lives as well. So today I am with Sam King. We've known each other for a little while now. Sam is absolutely incredible. I just love what he does in the world of sales, in terms of he speaks about introverted sales. He speaks about having that beautiful relationship with customers, and he maintains like a really high standard when it comes to sales. It's not sales really, it's a lot of serving, it is of service, isn't it? And he's won awards as well. I don't know what to say, because there's so much that you have done, and and obviously we've met in person, but you're a completely down to earth guy. I'm very humbled by what you've achieved as well. That's what it seems like to me anyway.
Yeah, wow. Hi, Trina. So, yeah, that's quite an introduction. Yeah, so I appreciate that. Just you've hit the nail on the head, really. So it's more of a service game rather than sales. And yeah, absolutely, just putting customers first and making sure they're looked after. Yeah, got that pretty much spot on.
I think it's really, it's really nice, because we were meant to do a podcast a while back, and we did record something, and then
Yeah.
I reckon I still got cold feet and didn't even put any of the podcasts out. And sometimes we get, I don't know about, I mean, I'm sure you probably may not, but sometimes we get really scared of how things are going to be perceived. And I suppose that turns up in when people are selling too, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about not getting scared. I mean, there's a lot of things that scare me. Putting yourself on the line every day is a scary thing, but it's essential to grow. If you don't put yourself in these compromising positions, you won't learn and you won't grow and you won't achieve your potential. So, yeah, no, I implore everyone to do something at least once a day, do something out of their comfort zone to, just get a better feel for things and learn and experience and grow.
I think that's so beautiful, because and I feel like you hit the nail on the head. It's almost like all that I could see was stepping forward. It's almost like, you're stepping forward to take some action of some kind, whether you are reaching out to someone who you wouldn't usually reach out to,
Yeah.
whether you're creating a conversation with someone you perceive to be, out of your league type thing. Where I'm going with this, don't you? I bet it's really hard for some people, though, to reach out to people who they perceive as not wanting their product or their thing, because they may feel like, well, they've already got it, or they already have that thing.
Potentially, yeah. Yeah, and perhaps putting people on pedestals, but everybody's got something to offer and everybody's got something different to offer in their own perspective. And it might be that perspective that clinches whatever that person's trying to achieve. That might just flick the switch and think, I can apply that to my everyday, and that could make a huge impact in their life. So, yeah, don't be scared to put yourself out there and ask. The worst what's going to happen is you'll get rejected, and then you can learn from that and grow and go again.
I love that. I love how you were just saying about, firstly was the one putting people on a pedestal. Secondly is the one about when people, you might be the right person for them at the right time, because obviously they may have spoken to other people, but the the way that it may have came across from someone else may be completely different to the way it's come across from that person. And
yeah,
I know that there'll be people listening to this who will be wanting to attract more clients into their life and into their business. And that'd be me, one of them as well, because I think even when you have clients, you still want to keep building sometimes as well. You still want to keep momentum going, so to speak.
100%, yeah.
Tell me, how do you keep momentum going? Because I've seen some cracking posts from you, and they do make me laugh very much.
Okay, nice, good. I'm glad we're different.
Yeah, it is very different. Sometimes I see some of these little, for the purposes of a listening conversation.
Yeah.
Definitely, for anyone who's listening, go to Sam's LinkedIn or Facebook. I will put the details, but he has some amazing little videos, and sometimes he'll put his face onto some of these videos. But you do read what he's actually written about, and these posts really hit home as well. You've got a real great way of connecting with people, not just on a funny side, but even on an emotional side.
Yeah,
Share,
nice.
share
Yeah,
more about the emotional side of stuff, sales and things.
yeah, 100%. I mean, it's cliche, but people are people. People are emotions. They have emotions, and we need to respect that when people show them. And yeah, if you can get along with people, have an agreeable attitude, and just going with the flow of things. Yeah, of course, obviously sales is sales at the end of the day. All salespeople have got an agenda to sell, but it's how you go about that. And people do buy from other people that have a genuine interest in them and their needs. And if you put that first at all times, you strengthen that relationship and they'll keep coming back to you. You mentioned growing your client base. In my opinion, the best way to grow your client base is through referrals. You can't put a price on somebody else saying how good you are. You can shout from the rooftops how good you are, but if someone whose opinion you value says how good you are, that's going to carry some weight. And if you treat everybody right in the right manner and with a good heart, they'll refer you all day long. So to me, that's the best way to get repeat business, 100%.
That is, what? That's really good, because I think when what I'm going to ask you actually. How did you learn to sell in the way that you sell? Because in a nutshell, really, because obviously I know the stories can be really long, but how did you learn how to sell in such a really, I'm going to say the word heart-led. I know it's quite a word that's banded about quite a lot.
That's right.
I know it's banded about quite a lot, but it is, but it is that, isn't it? It's more like having a connection with people, and it's not like it's not forced or pushed or anything like that. It's very different. I can really see why you've won awards for what you do, and why why you are literally one of the people who's top of the game, so to speak. I can really see that. And even, when I speak to other people about you, they've owned, and like what you're saying about referrals, they've only got really good things to say about you, are really genuine.
Yeah, well, that's really, well, that's nice. That's nice of you to say, nice of you to hear. And that's not just through wanting referrals, that's from just being genuine, really. But that will create referrals. But going back to how I learned, I mean, my older brother opened a carpet shop when I was about 11. So I was working with him from 11, 12, selling at 12, 13 years old. And there was no commission involved. It was just a case of providing that customer with the best service and helping them, helping them along their journey, really. So that's where it came from. And then once I got into a commission-based environment, it was a little bit strange. It was like, okay, hang on a minute here, I've got to adapt. But you still have to have that heart-led mentality and putting the customer first and using your empathy, having that empathy and putting them first. It works every time.
I like that, because I think, like, I'm trying to think what question I was going to ask just then, and when it's gone from your mind. Okay, so the question did go from my mind, but there'll be something else that I want to ask you, actually.
No worries.
Have there ever been any times where you found sales hard?
Yeah, of course. Sales is hard. It's as simple as that. Sales is a hard craft. It's a hard career. But that's what makes it so rewarding. Because when you can get through those hard times and come out the other side, you can stand back and think, yeah, I did well there. You can't stand admiring yourself for too long because you've still obviously got a job to do. But yeah, absolutely. It's that for me is the beauty of sales. You've always got to be refining, always got to be looking at yourself and thinking, well, how could I do better there? Even the customers that bought, still look at yourself and think, well, what could I have done better? Just because a customer's bought doesn't mean that you couldn't improve your process for next time. So constantly refining will always make you a better person, better salesperson. So, but yeah, it's a hard career. Don't let anyone fool you and tell you that it's not. But if you work at it, you'll get it.
I think I know that a lot of people do find it, they do find it difficult. And there's a lot of, I don't know, do you come up with this? Do you have this with your clients that you work with? Do you have do you notice things come up in them, like, fear of rejection and abandonment and all those kind of things? Because, if someone says no, it deeply hurts them in some way.
Yeah, I think that's really probably one of the biggest issues is being rejected. But I mean, as crazy as this sounds, I love being rejected, because every no I get is an opportunity to get a yes. Again, I know it's cliche, but every no you hear, you're closer to a yes. But yeah, I love to be rejected, and when people turn around and say, "Oh no," it's an opportunity to overcome that objection. So yeah, don't be shy of putting yourself on the line and asking for the order or asking a question that you might get a no to.
I like how you said, that every no, you're closer to getting a yes. And many, even I've heard that before, but you can really hear in your voice how genuine that is. When someone says no, it is like literally, I'm really happy about that. And it is literally closer to a yes. But you can see that it doesn't put you off, like say for, like for people who are learning, to sell, or maybe they're in a position where they used to be able to sell really well, but now
maybe just struggling.
Like lost, like they know that they can sell. They have sold in the past, but then they lose the confidence down the line of whether they can, sell again, so to speak.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and there are many people who are like that, and find it very, it's almost like their tone changes when they are, trying to share something with, with the world, or share something with their customers, so to speak. What would you say to help someone through that kind of moment that they're going through? Because it is a moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's literally that. It's a moment. So, I mean, in the book that I'm writing at the minute, I actually touch on that. So I'd go away on holiday for a week or two, and I'd come back into work, and I would have forgot how to sell.
Oh
And
my God.
everything I was doing was wrong. But it was because I was in the wrong frequency, and I wasn't aligned with how I had to be as a salesperson.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I got myself into that mindset, the sales started to come, momentum started to roll, and then all of a sudden they're just coming in easy and you're top of the tree again. So yeah, it is only a minor blip as long as you only let it be a minor blip. If you
Yeah.
start thinking, "Oh, hard done to," and I'm a victim in all this, instead of being accountable and dealing with it, then you will stay in that bad scenario. But if you get on with it and are positive about it, then absolutely you'll claw yourself out of it. Yeah.
You mentioned as well about frequency, getting in the right frequency,
Yeah.
and also about being in alignment with
Yeah.
sales. These are words that are usually not used in the, for a long time, haven't been used in sales.
Yeah.
Getting the right frequency and getting into alignment for the sales.
Yeah.
So share with, the audience in terms of, because you mentioned obviously being positive as well, and it's not going to help you if you're in victim mode.
No.
Share with the audience in terms of, frequency and in alignment, because obviously when you go away, you're on holiday, so you like switch off, and it sounds like you're switching back on, so to speak, by getting in alignment.
Yeah. So never moving too far away from the frequency that you should be in is a big winner. So not having too much of a good a time on holiday. I've mentioned that in the book as well. So maybe tailoring it a little bit, and just trying to stay in that frequency. But to have empathy, to deal with customers in the right way, you need to be on their level. You need to be able to read their emotions to a T, what they're going through, what they're feeling, maybe even what they're thinking. I mean, a saleswoman used to tell me that I was a mind reader, and I says I'm not a mind reader. I can just understand what they're feeling and the experiences they're going through. But that was only because of the level of empathy that I had. And if I wasn't in the right frequency to have that level, I wouldn't have connected with them in such a way. I mean, the night before I went to bed, I would visualize the clothes that I would wear the next day, and I would visualize the feeling of wearing them. So when I woke up in the morning and I put exactly the same outfit on that I'd visualized, it was like it was a second skin because I'd already wore it before.
Yeah.
And everything just flowed. I know. I mean, it might sound crazy, but everything just flowed. When customers will come into the store, I'd visualize them buying and visualize them having a positive experience, and that helped me empathize with them. And again, I came into that interaction on their level. So yeah, it just works. It's always about them and it's never about you. And I think if you can get over that and always come from a serving mentality, you'll win every time.
You know, when you mentioned about visualization and visualizing, what you were going to wear and then obviously wearing it the next day.
Yeah.
Wow. A lot of people do talk about that. They talk about visualization, imagining that you're in that position when you are going to be working with that person, what it's going to look like, because then you can get into a feeling state as well. Then you can,
Yeah.
you feel happier within yourself. So for the purposes of the podcast, what Sam is describing is about manifesting. Do you call it manifesting, Sam? Or do you call it something else?
Now, yeah, I didn't at the time. I mean, when I was selling, I didn't really understand what it was. To be fair, I just knew it worked. But yeah, absolutely. Now, yeah, manifesting.
That's incredible. It's amazing, isn't it, that some of the practices and processes that maybe we were doing a while back are actually, part of law of attraction or manifesting or
Yeah.
things. But I think through life, we never realize that that's what we're actually doing. You think about something that you really want, and then, obviously it doesn't sometimes work like The Secret, but where you see a nice flash car and then the next day you've got one. It doesn't maybe not work like that, but
Yeah, it'd be nice.
it would be nice. But it's really nice to hear how you are approaching sales and how you're approaching it from a way of seeing it first and then stepping into it.
Yeah, acting on it.
Yeah, and like taking action. And I suppose, do you do that because I know that you obviously work with, I'm gonna, for the purpose of the audience, Sam, why don't you share the type of people that you work with, so the audience can really get to know you.
Yeah, so B2C salespeople. So from a customer-facing role, whether that be sofas, carpets, beds, cars, where a customer-facing role where there's an interaction, and you can read people. So I mean, I wouldn't be able to help somebody cold calling or over a phone or anything like that. Yeah, where there's that customer relations. And for me, a genuine relationship's made person to person. That's where I really come alive and and help people really increase their sales in the right way. In my opinion, the right way.
It's really funny you should say that, because I was on a podcast with someone else, Jane Scanlon, and we were both on about moving back into the community to go and work with people face to face, because there's something energetically very different about. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being online.
No.
Because there is a place for that, but there's almost like a pull to work in person, and that there is almost like this incredible energy when you work with someone face to face, and you can read people and you can sense what they need and you can provide it for them.
Yeah.
Is there any moments where you're not able to help that person? Because I know that there are some people who, as much as we want to help everyone, but sometimes that's just not feasible and it's not possible to do so, especially if the person doesn't have maybe enough money or funds, B, if maybe they're not coachable in any way, or depending on the business, or C, if the product's not right for them, and you just know. I'm guessing you kind of I'll hand it to you, and then you can answer that in terms of what someone would do in that situation. And
So I mean, are we talking from from both points of view? So from a customer point of view, from a salesperson helping a customer out that they may not be able to help out, yeah, that's a hard pill to swallow. If someone's, you're speaking to somebody, someone comes into a store and you can't help them because you genuinely haven't got a product for them or a service that fits their needs, yeah, then unfortunately, the chances are you can't magic that service up. If you can, and if you can refine it and maybe create that service for them, that'd be great. Or maybe you just don't have it. But again, that's an opportunity to learn, because if somebody is coming in asking for something, and there might be a demand for that, so maybe look at buying or creating a product or service. As regards to clients that maybe can't afford it, so yeah, maybe add a group coaching program, or free PDFs, or YouTube videos, or maybe a book that's a bit more accessible to everybody. And then if somebody wanted to expand on that and delve deeper into it, they may be able to see the value in what you're offering, and then take an opportunity to invest in themselves and increase their knowledge and have an opportunity of earning more.
It's really great because you came up with some solutions. When someone can't access a service, or maybe like a product's not right for them, in terms of developing, in terms of creating something for that person, or if they can't afford anything, actually putting something together. That's something that I do, actually, is that sometimes I ask them what they need, and then I'll go and find the videos that I've created on it, and then kind of send that to them, or send some blogs to them, or
nice.
there are, it's really brilliant that you are mentioning these ways, and that you are writing this incredible book as well. Just to let everyone know in the audience, Sam is writing a book at this moment in time, and it's literally, he's not left anything out. He's been like really open and transparent to make sure that you get the best, advice, and to help you gain more clients and customers. How incredible is that?
Yeah, I mean, so same as I haven't left anything out. So for the price, we haven't looked at the price yet, but for the sake of a few quid, it's an absolute no-brainer to buy it and flick through on your lunch breaks, or on your way into work on the bus or whatever. And it's going to help. It's as simple as that. You'll provide a better service, and you'll have more commission in your pocket at the end of the week. So it's it's a no-brainer for any salesperson to buy.
I think you're so right, because really, it's really funny, because some of the books that we have, we can literally it may even just take one exercise that you're going to put in your book that could literally be a game changer for someone.
100%.
Yeah. That could literally give them the growth and the success that they are looking for.
Yeah.
But in that kind of heart-led way as well.
Yeah.
I really do. Yeah, I do think it's going to be really valuable. And let me know when because what we'll do is, in the description, we'll pop either above or below. We'll put Sam's details in there. And then, Sam, when your book is finished, if we can put it in the details, or what, Sam, you might as well come back on and have another conversation, and let's chat, and we can have a look at your book as well, and we can go through your book and everything. I think that will be
nice. Awesome.
Yeah. So we'll do that. I just want to thank you for being on today. It's been Great to have you on. And it's actually going to actually go out.
Yeah, nice. No, that's good news, mate. I'm proud of you.
No, I'm just really happy just to like, get our conversation out, because I do feel like it's really nice to, talk about these things, and to make sure, whoever listens to it is going to get some incredible value. And I think that that's the, anyone who's like sitting on the fence, with their sales or anything like that. I think that this is going to be a really great conversation for them to listen to. So yeah, thank you so much for coming on.
Cheers, Trina. Thank you very much. We'll speak soon.
And thank you everyone for listening today. I will be back with another episode in the next couple of weeks. Okay, speak soon. Bye.